Now let's learn how to post data to database. I mean create data in database. First, let's get rid of those routes. We don't need them anymore. And the home also. Now let's define our module schema. So const, our project talk about box store. So we're gonna name it box schema equals to mongoose dot schema, and we're gonna leave it empty for now. Then we're gonna create our book model. So book model equals to mongoose dot model, and this model take two main properties. The first, the name, and we're gonna name it book. You can name it whatever you want, but you have to know that this name is important, and it must be string and it cannot be empty. Then we're gonna add this schema, book schema here. This schema here is for MongoDB. We created using Mongoose. The schema is like the way you have to record the document. I mean, the document should look like, and we make it empty for now. Okay. Now let's create our first route, our post route. So we're gonna make it app.post. Previously, we were using .get to get data from database or from specific endpoint. But now we're gonna use post, and we're gonna pass endpoint name. For example, box. Then we're gonna add the route handler function, and this is gonna be async function, takes the request and response. And we're gonna create a constant here. So const new book equals to await book model dot create, and we're gonna pass request dot body. This body is the body that user will enter. I'm gonna show you how later. Then we're gonna return the response. The status code is gonna be 201, and we're gonna return the JSON of new book, this object here. One last step we need to do. We need to tell our Express app that we are using JSON body parser. So here we're gonna add a middleware. So app.use express.json like this. Now let's press save and let's try to test our endpoint. So open Postman, and we're gonna press on this plus icon to add a new request. This request is gonna be post request. So change this get and make it post because it's gonna be post request. And our endpoint is gonna be localhost 3000/box. Okay, there's our localhost with port 3000 because we are using this port here, 3000. So HTTP localhost 3000-box. And the body is gonna be JSON. So press here on the body and select this row, and this row select JSON. And now let's try to add some data. For example, book name is gonna be first book. Now let's try to press send. We got here an error, couldn't send request. We forgot to start our server, so let's go back to our code and run npm start our server. Now let's try to send the request again. Now great, we have here the stats code 201 and it's created. But if you have a look here, we got nothing here but the ID. Why is this happening? Because we didn't add yet anything in the schema. So let's try to add this book name in the schema. So here in the book schema, we're gonna add book name, and this book name, the type of it is gonna be string, and it's gonna be required. So required is gonna be true. Now let's try to add it again. Let's try to press send. Great, we've created our first book. And if you open MongoDB, so here our MongoDB, let's just refresh. See this database, press on clusters and press here on browse collections. Now if you have a look here, we got two documents. The first document without the name, it's only ID, and the second document is our first book. So our first book has been posted to our database successfully. Let's try to add another value. For example, count in stock. This count in stock, the type of it is gonna be number, and required is gonna be also true. Now let's try to go to Postman and try to send the book without count in stock. If you press send, look, we got here an error because we got here book validation failed, count in stock path is required. So we need to add it. So count in stock, for example, we're gonna make it 50. Now let's try to press send again. Now great, it's created 201, and here the first bug and the count in stock is 50. And if you go to our database and press on this button, refresh button, you're gonna see our new bug. Look here, first bug with count in stock is 50.